Whoa, that's cold. Oh. Hey, welcome back, guys. Happy Homebrew Wednesday. Drinking a Cooper's IPA. I know, not a lot of interesting brewing going on these days in the old dungeon, but just been a little bit busy, but we're getting there. We're getting there. I'm excited. I do have stuff, and I've mentioned this before, to do some different beers. Got some viewer questions from last week, and I think one of the things I'm going to do periodically, or maybe even every week, we'll see how it goes, is respond to some of the comments from the prior week, from the previous week of Homebrew Wednesday, and talk about them in the following week, to give me some content, because I'm kind of running out of things to talk about. So that's what we're going to do today. Also, an update on the new computer, which is, it's a good one. It's happening. Just about ready to put it into service and use it as my main machine. A few more things to do, just backing up my data from my old computer, and hopefully, by Friday during my live broadcast, I should have that up and running and ready to roll. So, good stuff. Okay, so again, just brewing extract beers right now. Not just beer kits, but also, extract plus grains and stuff and hops. But I haven't filmed anything. I just want to get, the things in the pipeline. But I will be doing some more filming of brewing. I've done it all. I don't know what else to do. Now, somebody did ask me, let's get to the viewer questions here. And one of the questions was, when am I going to brew some more interesting beers? He named off a few different ones that I can do. That's a possibility, of course, and one of the problems is that I don't have a wide variety of grains available to me and hops to do extravagant, weird or international style beers. I'm actually quite happy with my IPAs and my, the ones I normally do. However, it's not out of the question, of course. And if I do something different, I most definitely will film it and put it on YouTube. Okay, so it's just that I brew for pleasure and I brew for taste, and so I'm not always looking for more as far as what I can do as far as brewing goes. However, I do have a YouTube channel where people would like to see, I think, some different stuff. So I will look into it. And we'll do some different stuff. Even if it's an extract brew, I'll do my best for you on that. So I just want to get through these as quick as I can. I don't want to make this video very long. The new computer is so fast. I tried rendering a video with it just a little while ago, using the same settings as I used to do these videos, and it was 8 times faster than my old computer. So we're going from a dual core to a quad core, but we're doing hyper threading, better architecture, and just all around a much faster PC. So I'm very excited about that, and that's going to make things a little easier for me as far as rendering goes. Right now, I am drinking a Cooper's IPA. You know what? I like these. They don't have the hop accent that a store-bought or a all grain IPA has. Hops do dissipate over time, the flavors, and so if these kits sit around for a few months or even 6 months, you do lose that. I did one a while ago that had tons of hop flavor to it. This one doesn't have as much, so there is a little bit of inconsistency there depending on the date of the manufacture date of the can. But I still enjoy this. I mean, you know what? Again, I brew to save money. I never once thought I would ever brew to, make extravagant or outstanding beers. However, I have done that, both of those things, and have enjoyed them a lot. So, hence the hobby aspect of things has come forward. But still, if I'm going to drink a beer, I'm not going to pay the price that I pay here in Canada to do it. I'm going to make my own, be it a kit, all grain, whatever. It's all good. It's all cheaper than buying this stuff, and that's the main thing. I make a little bit of lacing there too as well, so for those of you who care about that, there you have it. Okay, let's talk about some of the things that people have been commenting on, and this is, if you want to, when you post your comments, I may comment on it the following week. So that's something I'm going to start doing now on these videos. Price tags on the bottom of the glasses. Okay, so people have been mortified about, and of course I have a great sense of humor, so I see the humor in all this stuff, about the fact that when I tip beer into myself, there's a price tag on the bottom. And of course, a lot of you guys know that I do buy a lot of my beer glasses from thrift store. And they put the price tag on the bottom of the glass, right? And oftentimes they're very hard to get off. And I know there's techniques to do it, and I've done it myself. However, I don't see the price tag when I'm drinking a beer. It's sitting on a table, so it's hidden. I drink the beer. I can't see it. The only time I see it is when the beer gets down to the bottom of the glass, and by that time, I don't really care. So, however, you guys see it, and it's $1.99 or something like that for a glass, or 99 cents or something like that. It's pretty cool. So I will try my best to get rid of those pesky old price tags from the bottom of the beer glasses, seeing as that it's a bit of an annoyance. And I get the humor with that, and I understand. It's cool. I find that hilarious. Somebody asked me about the fact that I bought these new fermenters, which are sort of translucent, and they're worried about the effect of light on the beer. Okay, in my experience, none of the fluorescent lights that I have here in the basement have ever affected the beer. Now normally this big one here is turned off, so that's not a problem. This one up here is a small twirly, coily little bulb, those Ocano bulbs, and it's usually off, but not always. I think the most thing you have to worry about is sun, because sun has a lot of ultraviolet rays, and it's the ultraviolet rays that the yeast don't like, and it affects the flavor, and it messes with the beer. If you don't believe me, take a glass of beer like this outside in the summertime and stand in the sun for about 10 minutes, homebrew that is, and then take a swig. You'll see what I mean. It goes skunky. Okay, but that never happens in here. These lights don't have enough UV rays to affect the beer. So my homebrew supply shop, who makes wine on a large scale, they have fluorescent lights all over the place, and they're always on even when it's closed, and it never affects the flavor of the wine. So keep it out of the sun, but don't worry too much about artificial light. However, if you're that worried about it, put a t-shirt or a blanket over top of your fermenter, and there you have it, you're fine. Okay. Another question I have was, and these are questions that are asked often, so I'm covering them. Why can't I get beers from the US, but I can get them from everywhere else? Well, I think there's been a couple of shipments from the States that I had, shipped beer from people, and the beers exploded, or they decided to open the package and see what was inside, and we got caught, basically. So a couple of packages after that arrived, but the beers were gone out of the package. Now, either somebody's really thirsty at the border, or we just have a little bit of a CraigTube. Okay, this guy's receiving a lot of beer from the States. We gotta do something about this, because it's not legal really to send beer across the border. So that's why. Often people, they want to send me something, a home brew or a store-bought beer they want me to try from the States, and all I can tell you is, if you can find a way to get it across the border without it being confiscated, I would love to have it, and I would love to try it. Everywhere else in the world, I can get it no problem. And from all corners of the earth, I can get beers from people, just not the U.S. Unless you want to FedEx it or whatever. But that costs a lot of money, so I don't know. I don't recommend that. So that's up to you. Let's see. What else do we have here? Somebody asked me of baker's yeast in beer. If you're like out in the sticks somewhere and you can't get brewer's yeast, then I guess that's all you can do. But if you can get the other ingredients to make beer, the malt extract or the grains or, and the hops and all that stuff, then I can't understand why you wouldn't be able to get brewer's yeast. However, as an experiment, there was a YouTube video. I think it was Brewing TV. I can't remember the name of it. Anyways, they did this experiment, and these are like all grain brewers, good, big brewer guys that did this, and they did make a beer with bread yeast, and it worked. They got beer. It had a little bit of a bready flavor to it. That's all. So I wouldn't do it myself. I wouldn't waste a batch of beer on it, but if you want to do it and experiment with it, that's completely up to you. And please let us know what happens and how it tastes. I won't be doing it. I don't feel it's necessary. I have 80,000 packages of yeast in there in the fridge, and I can get as much as I want brewer's yeast. So I don't recommend it. But if you're totally in a pinch, well, I guess you've got no choice, do you? It's the same as making the hard apple cider. If you're in a remote place and you can get apple juice and you can get sugar, but you can't get brewer's yeast, well, then you got to use whatever yeast you can get your hands on, right? And that's why I did the video using baker's yeast, because people who don't have access to brewing supplies, that's what they would have to use. Okay? That's all the questions that I have here from last week and the week before, or comments. So if you do have, please post comments down below. Try to be nice if you can, but constructive criticism is always welcome. Always welcome. I have a 7 years coming up on YouTube, so I have a pretty thick skin, and so nothing really bothers me as far as people's comments go. However, I do like to keep the place clean. I run a clean ship here on my channel, so if somebody is going to troll and say stupid stuff and insult people, well, guess what? They get blocked. It's the same as the last week, when I took my dog for a walk in last week's video, she took a crap on somebody's lawn, and I left it there, and we went on, and people were concerned that I didn't, clean up the poop. Well, of course, I went back later with a bag and I did the whole, turning inside out thing and all that stuff, cleaned it up, because people don't want to see that. They don't want to see dog crap or anything like that all over our neighborhood, right? So that's kind of censorship, really. We're censoring that material from our lives. And it's the same, with my YouTube channel. If there's somebody who's being unreasonable or just stupid or insulting in the comment section, I don't hesitate to block them from the channel and tell them to if they don't like my videos, off you get. Go somewhere else. I don't need people who hate. I want, this is an environment that I want people to enjoy themselves, and we don't need the I guess the dog poop lying around everywhere of, a couple guys who just think they can troll and do that. If you're a troll, expect to be blocked from the channel. Sorry, I'm a nice guy, but I have limits. So, I don't know. That's about all. I was in the middle of cleaning a fermenter here to get ready to make some beer. All right, well, that's all the content I wanted to cover. Now let's relax and have a beer. Not too bad at all. Not too bad at all. Nice beer. Well, thank you guys for watching. I hope I wasn't... I didn't have too much information this week. I just wanted to cover a lot of that stuff. And join me on Friday. You guys, a lot of you are actually coming in on my Friday broadcast, Justin.tv/CraigTube. We play great classic rock music, classic 80s, 90s, 70s music, 60s. And we talk about home brewing and lots of other stuff too. And it's live, so if you really want to talk to me or ask me something and get the answer quick, you can call me on Skype during that. It's CraigTalk1 is the Skype address for me if you want to talk to me. You can call me on that show, and we can have a nice little party there. Cheers. 17, if you will. And I'm out. I'm gone. I'm going to edit this video, and I'm going to go to bed. I'm tired. So, cheers. Thanks for watching. And happy Homebrew Wednesday. Have a great week. Cheers out.